book should be called The Dynamics and Challenges of Being a Superstar. Because everything that is in that book, if you take 2Face's name out and break it down to the level of every artist that is here today, you will find that you find a common ground and something that you should learn from. And so that is what my review is about. The whole 396 pages of this book told us, using articles, interviews, opinions, quotes and photographs to tell us how much of a very good bad guy he is. It will take you through a trip, and it will take you on a trip of circumstances, facts, allegations and rumor, journalistic observations, and sometimes reckless accusations coated with unfounded assumptions. The book chronicles the artist's life, his grace to grace, his muddy life, peaks of his weaknesses, and peaks of his glory. Plus some other details that shouldn't have been added to the book, but trust I think they had to put all those ones in there. However, some things ring through the book, and one is some of these things are like two Baba's humility, his doggedness, his creativity. And when I talk about this creativity, I don't know if you remember one time that they picked us from the airport and we were on our way to Benue State for a show. It was Taraba. And there was this governor's daughter that came to pick us. She speaks like, when there are four, and 2Face was sitting at the back, I was sitting in the front, so he didn't know what I was going through. How many of you sit in a car, and when the person is driving, you let the person step on the brake? You understand? I was doing this, afraid for my life, and all I could hear at the back was somebody going. I looked back and I said, "Lay you the microphone." You know, it was 2Face. He had his headphones on and he was beating his chest to something. And when we got to Taraba, he brought out something, his phone also, and started recording the song that he was singing all through the trip from the airport. So his creativity also ran through the book. His accessibility. 2Face is one of the people that you hardly see fenced around. His attraction to armed robbers. I'm sure that the fourth time armed robbers will see him, I pray they don't, but the fourth time they'll see him, they'll say, "Okay, what's he said? Stop following us about." You know? His dedication to excellence, his humanitarian disposition, and total abstinence and self-control when it comes to women. A lot of celebrities suffer fan violence, and it happens when fans think that you do not have your own life. I don't know how many of you know that there are some people who will call you at 1 a.m. They'll call you at 1 a.m. and expect you to say something nice. Somebody had called me once at 2 a.m. and I said hello. He said, "Look, I'm not feeling very happy, just make me laugh." I said, "Your father." Alright. In the book you will see colleagues beef, you will see the press who will write any story just to make it. I don't know how many times they have killed 2Face. 2Face probably have died like 5 times, add that to the 3 times that armed robbers nearly killed him, then you will know that he's a cat with 9 lives. 2Face has suffered beef. If you read up to page 197 to 198, friends beat him, friends that believe that he's not generous. There's something about people, they expect that when you have made it, your success is theirs. And those are the people that will demand of you anything at all. Anything that they don't believe that you worked hard for anything that you benefit. So, like I say, if somebody becomes a brand ambassador for an organization, it is because of how much the person has put into his career that makes the company think they can use the person as a brand ambassador. Some other people don't believe that you deserve it. Meanwhile, you're adding value to the organization. 2Face is selfless. 2Face went to Abuja just recently for a friend's event, and Amana. And Amana told me that I should help him thank 2Face. 2Face, when he told 2Face, every other person he was telling was saying, okay, so how much you will give me to come perform? And when he told 2Face that he was organizing the show, 2Face gave him a 1 million naira, gave him 1 million naira, and I think you should give him a round of applause. So it means that he's not only supporting the people that are in the music industry, he's supporting comedians. I'm sure some other musicians here now are going, now asking for 500 that they not need things like that. He is involved in charity activities. These are the things that the book will tell you about. It will tell you how 2Face is an entrepreneur, a record label owner, and a nightclub owner. One thing that other people may not know about 2Face is that if 2Face were not a musician, he probably would have one of the best comedians around, one of the best, because his sense of humor is, and there's still one 2Face's joke that I hear some comedians tell these days, and it's the one of the bomb that you hang outside to dry, and it just tells you how diversified this guy is. 2Face is a detribalized Nigerian. He has dated Igbos. He has worked. He has dated Yoruba. He has sang in Efik. He has even dated Liberians. So he's not. He's an international artist. International. In this book, a lot of people think that 2Face is just that go happy guy. Laughs and chats, but that when it gets to the nitty-gritty, that 2Face is very serious. And I also now found out in the book that 2Face has said that he doesn't want to be called 2Face anymore, and he'd rather be called 2Baba. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give 2Baba a round of applause. That is it's a beautiful book.
Right now, as we can all tell, talent is in the soul, and he was born with music in his blood. And from a very early age, 2Face Idibia knew exactly where his future was going to be. Although I can't say the same thing for his parents. He was born to Michael and Rose Idibia on the 18th of September 1980. He's a very, very brave guy. We forgot to put that in the title. He has just dropped out halfway through his course at the Institute of Management Studies and Technology in India. Also that he can come to Lagos and make his name in the music industry. Now, as you can imagine, his parents were not very happy. They, as all parents here, they thought he was going to be chewed up and spit out by Lagos. They thought he was going to, have no job, no career, no future, no nothing, and no degree as well. But here we are, almost 20 years later, and 2Face Idibia stands as this nation's most iconic pop star. And he's one of Africa's most successful artists as well. Now, his debut solo album, Face to Face, as well as its follow-up, Grass to Grace, which was also released under the Kenny's music label, sold over 10 million copies. I can still remember everybody talking about how Grass to Grace sold 1 million copies within a week. Amazing. Now, he has inspired a new generation of artists to strive for their dreams. And it's all with the story of his rise to stardom. But of course, as you can imagine, the road to success was not always easy for the singer. 2Face arrived on the bustling streets of Lagos in 1997, and he struggled to make ends meet in the chaos of the city. Now, he may have had music in his soul, but talent does not pay for studio sessions. Hey, your daughter is upstaging everybody right now. So talent doesn't pay for studio sessions, as he and the other members of the group that he was in found out. 2Face, Blackface, and FaZe wanted to make music, but they couldn't afford the studio sessions that they needed to complete their debut album. Now, the lack of money did absolutely nothing to stop 2Face's ambition to make beautiful music, though. The singer once said, "I'm from a poor background. Poor in the sense of money, but not in spirit." And it's this richness of spirit and experience. It influenced the naming of the Plantation Boys, and when the group split up, it also influenced the type of music that the singer made as a solo artist. And this was music that made the world sit up and listen. And give him awards. And then give him more awards. In fact, I started getting angry. I was like, how many awards can he get? He got so many awards, it's amazing. So, the song African Queen from his debut album Face to Face, it won the Song of the Year award at the 2004 Nigeria Entertainment Awards. And it also went on to be Song of the Decade at the 2007 Nigerian Music Awards. That same year, 2Face won Best African Act at the Mobile Awards. He bagged the 2005 MTV Europe Music Award in the inaugural Africa's Best Act category, and he was Artist of the Year at the MTV Africa Music Awards 2 years running. And of course, there was the Best International Act win at the 2011 Africa BET Awards. Of course, I have to add that he's also a proud recipient of the highly coveted Net Honors 2013. And later on this year, he's actually going to be inaugurated, he's going to be inducted rather, into the Eddie's Hall of Fame. Yeah, let's have a round of applause for that. So I'm just going to move the focus to why it is that he won these awards. And it is because his music opened up hearts, it opened up minds, and it opened up conversations. African Queen became an international anthem celebrating the beauty of the African woman. And monster hits such as You Know Holy Pass, See Me So, and for instance, and of course my favorite, Mfanimaga, got people excited about music of Nigerian origin again. Now of course I can't talk about 2Face without talking about his family, of which your little madam is just taking the spotlight. Because first and foremost, he is a proud family man. He is a doting father, very, very doting father to 7 beautiful children. And on the 23rd of March 2011, his happiness was made complete when the world watched him marry the love of his life and his own personal African queen, and the home Idibia. Now, I'd love to say more about this fascinating man, but I can't. I haven't even touched on the topic of his philanthropy. I haven't talked about his collaborations, and there's still so much more to tell about his struggles. But I don't have enough time, and guess what? That is what the book is there for, so that you can go and you can learn more about his life, see the struggles, see the mistakes, because everybody makes mistakes, but it's all about how we learn from the mistakes. So see his career path, his personal growth, it's all there in the book. So I just want to say one more thing, and that is this. From being a college dropout to receiving an award from former United States President Bill Clinton and former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, Innocent 2Face Idibia is a living embodiment of his own words. Whom God has blessed, no man can curse.
Innocent 2Face Idibia.